Their last 7 and 9 out of 12, and it's happening at just the right time. Their lead in the National League West is now 3 games. Last night, Barry Zito shut down the Braves. And tonight, it'll be Ryan Vogelsong, and the Giants try to make it 5 in a row. Game 2 of the series next. From the shores of McCovey Cove, looking across the Lefty O'Doul Bridge, and all roads seem to be leading once again to AT&T Park. Tonight, Game 2, Giants-Braves. I'm John Miller along with Mike Krukow. Welcome to San Francisco Giants baseball. The Giants have won 9 out of 12, and they have been on a roll this week in particular after sweeping the Dodgers and another big win last night. And now Ryan Vogelsong, who had been so excellent and so steady for the Giants, suddenly coming back. A couple of down starts for him for the first time this year as he faces the Braves' Ben Sheets.
Well, Ryan Vogelsong was the model of consistency throughout 21 starts. 21 starts, he went into the 7th game or 7th inning or beyond. I mean, that's amazing consistency. Sooner or later, your arm's not going to respond to a 5th day request. So I think the last couple of starts, you can kind of chalk it off to a dead arm period. But today, I think he'll come back strong. At least he's got that good look in his eye.
The Giants continue to hit exceedingly well in the clutch, and Angel Pagan seems like he's on base all the time. It's been a formula for a lot of runs scored for the Giants here lately. We're going to take you to the Comcast Sportsnet studios for an Xfinity pregame show update coming up after these messages. Reinventing entertainment so you can enjoy it your way. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
Welcome you to the Comcast Sportsnet studios. Mindy Bach alongside Bip Roberts. Ryan Vogelsong getting the start tonight in this game against the Braves, and he's been very interesting. A great start to the season, but his last 2 outings, ouch, 11 earned runs giving up, and he's lasted 5 2/3 total. What has he been dealing with his last 2 starts?
Well, I think that everyone goes through a little mini slump in the season where, things are not working like they wanted to. In Vogelsong's case, I think his last 2 outings, he just didn't hit location. You know, he's a 4-seam guy first. That's his best pitch. And when he can get that to where he wants it, whatever location that the catcher is asking for, then he's much better. He's able to throw his off-speed pitches off of that. But in these last 2 games, I think he's gotten his pitches up in the zone, breaking balls hanging in the zone. And when you make mistakes against big leaguers, you know, they're going to take advantage of it. And that's one of the reasons why he's been hit hard lately.
Yeah, well, one player who has corrected his mistakes, Angel Pagan, batting leadoff. Do you remember August 3rd, Bruce Bochy got his team together and gave them a big meeting saying, don't worry about your stats. This was right after the Giants had lost 7 of 8 at home. Well, since then, Angel Pagan listened, and boy, has he been unbelievable. Taking a look at his numbers, 366, 2 home runs, 12 RBI, 25 runs since August 3rd, and he's on a 7-game hitting streak. What changed for him, though? What have you seen that was different than July?
Well, he went from the 5 and 6 hole to the number 1 hole. Now, when you're down in the lineup, pitchers have a tendency to pitch you differently than if you're the number 1 guy. You know, when you're leading off, they want to throw fastballs to try to get you out, because once you get on the base, you're going to steal bases. You're going to cause a lot of destruction out there, and they're going to put a lot of attention on you. When you're in that 5 spot, they pitch you like Babe Ruth. They throw you a lot of sliders and off-speed pitches and fastball counts, and I think he lost his balance down there. Now he gets up in that 1st spot, and he gets a lot of fastball. He gets his balance back, and now he's hitting the ball hard.
Okay, well, we hope he maintains that balance tonight. Thanks so much, Pip. We hope you enjoy the game on NBC, but Sportsnet Central will be on right after Kruk and Kite sign off. We'll have all of your highlights from tonight's game, plus Bruce Bochy's post-game press conference. We'll also have reaction from the Giants clubhouse. And we also hung out with the hottest team in the Bay Area. They happen to be in Williamsport. That, of course, being Petaluma National. The Little Leaguers are going for the World Series title. We'll tell you in on one of their secrets that may be fueling their run. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll go back to AT&T Park right after these messages.
Xfinity, reinventing entertainment so you can enjoy it your way. Xfinity, the future of awesome. Now Toyota Do the Math, searching for answers to rising gas prices? Factor in the 5 Toyotas that get over 40 mpg, and the answer is Toyota Do the Math. Well, I did a little other math 37 years ago today. Ed Hillicky, 2nd game of a doubleheader at Candlestick, facing the Mets. Al Michaels at the microphone.
Outfielder straight away. 2 out in the 9th inning. 6-0 Giants. Here's the stretch. The pitch to Garrett. Swung on a grounder to Montañez. Short hop. Touches the bat. No hitter. Ed Hillicky in his first full season in the major leagues. Not even full because he really started it the minors until May. He has pitched so well all season long, and it culminates in a no-hitter before a crowd of 24,132 at Candlestick Park.
37 years ago today, a great moment in Giants history. Ed Hillicky, and by all accounts, he had great stuff.
Oh, he had fantastic stuff. And, you didn't see him early for a big man, kind of a low three-quarter release. Just a nasty sinker.
So, now, 37 years later, it's the Giants and the Braves upcoming. Buster Posey back in the lineup. We'll have the lineups and the first pitch, Giants versus Atlanta, when we come back. Blowing out as the Giants and Braves are getting ready to play ball. Brandon Crawford and Buster Posey with fist bumps, and Pablo Sandoval, Hector Sanchez. The Giants, they're ready to play. Let's take a look now at the Giants roundtable key ingredients of the game.
Key ingredients for this game are brought to you by Roundtable Pizza. You can try our artisan flatbread pizzas. Choose from pepperoni artisan, roasted veggie and chicken, or tomato pesto full size, just $12. Individual size, $6. And you can order online at roundtablepizza.com. And first of all, Vogelsong, speed control. Change up, fastball. Don't get stubborn to the fastball. Move it around. This is a Braves team. You have to keep them off balance. Number 2, get some pitches out of Ben Sheets. Make them go deep in innings, and you have to be patient. And 3, out-fundo the Braves. It means you got to play better fundamentals than a good Braves team, and that is the key to success. And those are our round table keys.
And the Giants have taken the field. So let's take a look at the Atlanta Braves batting order now. Michael Bourne, the base stealer, leads off center field. Martin Prado playing at shortstop for the 6th time in his major league career. Jason Hayward back in there, right field, and he has been a very hard hitter lately. Chipper Jones headed to retirement and likely to the Hall of Fame. The third baseman batting cleanup. Freddie Freeman, the slugging young first baseman, hits 5th. Brian McCann, the powerful catcher, hits 6th. Dan Uggla, powerful second baseman, but in a deep slump. Eric Hinsky adding a little more left-handed power to the lineup, hits 8th in left field, and Ben Sheets is the pitcher batting 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the 2011 All-Star Ryan Vogelsong, making his 24th start of the season. These are his numbers: 10-7 with a 2.85 ERA, 117 strikeouts in 148 and 2/3 innings. With Vogelsong, you're going to see a guy who likes that fastball. He can 4-seam it, 2-seam it. He'll move it around inside, outside, up and down. Got a curveball, a slider. He can cut the ball. He throws a changeup. Got lots of different movements that he can give you. No record against Atlanta, however, he has always pitched well. In 2 starts in 9 innings, he's given up just 1 run with 9 strikeouts in those 9 innings. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Vogelsong tonight for the Giants, starting in left field. It'll be Gregor Blanco, joined by Angel Pagan and Hunter Pence. Crawford and Sandoval on the left side of the infield. Scudero and Bell on the right side. Buster Posey back in the squad, putting down the signs. Missed the last couple of days with a tight hamstring, but he says he is good to go.
And we will be keeping an eye on that Dodgers game, which has just started at Dodger Stadium. Miami in town. Chad Billingsley pitching for LA, and the third batter of the game, Jose Reyes, has hit a 2-run homer, and the Marlins are still batting, and there it's already been posted on the hand-operated out-of-town scoreboard. 2-0 Miami, still batting in the first.
That's a good sign. I like that.
So here is Michael Bourne. Of course, the Dodgers are in the news for a lot of things happening off the field. Very much so right now. I think the baseball world itself is riveted on what's going on, something that may be completely without precedent this time of year especially. 0-1 to Bourne, a good man to keep off the bases, the leading base stealer in the National League. Well, he goes to a breaking ball there, misses in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's something he didn't do in his last outing against Everett Cabrera, the lead out there for the Padres. 13 pitch at bat. He threw 13 consecutive fastballs here. A curveball in the second pitch.
Martin Prado, a right-handed hitter on deck. They have 6 lefties in the lineup. And back to the curve again, but again too low, and it's 2-1. Even with the 2 rocky starts in succession, Vogelsong's earned run average for the year 2.85, among the best in the National League. Right to the shortstop, Crawford. 1 away. Well, we were talking about the attention of the baseball world on the off-field endeavors with the Dodgers and the Red Sox. This is a blockbuster trade that the rumors are Adrian Gonzalez, Josh Beckett, Carl Crawford, and Nick Punto would all go to the Dodgers. A huge deal there with a lot of money involved, and the Dodgers, one of their top, maybe the top pitching prospect, Webster, and their first baseman Loney, Jerry Sands, Ivan De Jesus Jr., and Ruby De La Rosa, whom we saw just the other night, would go to the Red Sox. So there's a couple of excellent young arms involved in that deal going to Boston. But the other rumor, according to the Red Sox reporter with the Boston Herald, in that deal, the Dodgers would take on $260 million out of a possible $271 million in salary. This is Belt, Vogelsong covering, and Prado is retired. And quickly, 2 men gone for Atlanta. So anyway, that's everybody's talking about that one in baseball right now, from the fans to up in the upper boardrooms of the game.
That is quite a proposed trade. But just remember one thing: you can't buy chemistry.
Plus the Red Sox, with those big names, Adrian Gonzalez, Josh Beckett, Carl Crawford, they're having a terrible year. So much expected. They are 7 games under 500 right now, and they're talking about going a completely different direction for next year, and they're not waiting till next year apparently to start heading in that new direction. Jason Hayward, 23-year-old phenom, and he is from Georgia, outside of Atlanta, and he and Buster Posey played against each other in high school baseball. That fastball in for a strike. I think their 2 high schools met in the state tournament at one time, so they know each other well. And Jason Hayward, big and strong, he's a fast runner, and he is red hot right now. 21 homers for the year, 279 average. Left center field hit well. Way back there, that ball is just over the wall. A home run, and Atlanta has a 1-0 lead. Jason Hayward to the opposite field with his 22nd home run of the year.
Well, he's been red hot, and big men like to get extended. You can see how far he is off the plate. That ball is right out over the middle of the plate with a little movement running away. You go with it. And this is a power hitter's home run, taken on the opposite field here at AT&T. And he backspins it right over
the wall.
Blanco went as far as he could and got the glove up over the top of the wall. Now Chipper Jones, the curveball. 1 ball, no strikes. Jason Hayward continues with his hot hand. 22 homers for the year.
And that looked very Darryl Strawberry-like. Strawberry, a tall hitter. Hayward, a tall hitter. Great opposite field power, good low ball power.
Chipper Jones, 40 years old. He's already announced his retirement. The Giants paid tribute to him last night here before the game. Chipper has a lot of great memories about playing in San Francisco. He's one of the very few guys in the game still playing who's played here all these years, who also played at Candlestick. And it's 1-2 on a high fastball.
He might just keep climbing that ladder.
Jason Hayward, 23 years old when Chipper Jones broke in. Jason Hayward was 5. The long, proud past of the Braves in Chipper Jones, and the future of the Braves, Jason Hayward. Back in 1993, when Chipper made his debut, Buster Posey was only 6. Gas, I'm getting a little nostalgic for this, $1.16 a gallon.
Yeah, I liked it when it was $1. I liked it when it was 23 cents a gallon.
Jurassic Park was the top grossing movie, and Cheers was just going off the air after a long run. 2-2 the count. That was sort of the pop culture world at the time that Chipper Jones broke into the big leagues. Chipper, I talked to him yesterday before the game, and I said, you must be feeling pretty well. And he says, well, you know, it's funny. When I have a great game, I get 3 hits. I'm running all over the bases. I'm making plays at third, whatnot. The next day, I feel horrible. I feel like I'm all beat up. I can hardly stand up straight. On the other hand, I go 0 for 4. Don't get a single ball at third. The next day, I feel fabulous. He said it didn't used to be that way.
No, the game will catch up. It'll definitely catch up to you. But, you know, it's sad to see a guy this good on his farewell tour. I mean, it's going to be weird going into Atlanta without him.
A high pop-up right behind the mound. And it will be Crawford calling off Scutaro. Chipper is gone, but the Braves had the lead. The Giants coming up. Your Northern California Honda dealers at shophonda.com. Pagan, the red hot Pagan, 467 in the last 7 games. Center field, Marco Scutaro, he's been pretty hot too. Second base, Pablo Sandoval. Third base, he's been knocking in Pagan a lot lately. Posey back in there behind the plate hitting cleanup. Hunter Pence, right field. Brandon Belt, first base. Gregor Blanco in left. Brandon Crawford hits 8th at short. Ryan Vogelsong, the pitcher, against the veteran Ben Sheets.
Sheets, 32-year-old right-hander, 6 feet tall, 225-pounder, built more like a catcher. Very strong shoulder, and this is what he's done in 7 starts, 4-3, the 3.07 ERA. With Sheets, you're going to see, high 80s, low 90s, depending on the grip. He'll 2-4 seam, got a slider, big over-the-top 12-6 curveball, and a changeup. And he has excellent command.
And there's that changeup. And quickly, curveball and a changeup, and it's 0-2 to Pregame, who's still hoping to see a fastball at some point. He may not see one.
Well, Sheets is showing him some respect.
And it's hit, but right to the shortstop. Prado, 1 away. 88-mile-an-hour fastball there. Up, 1 down.
Let's take a look at the Braves defense playing behind Ben Sheets. From their outfield from left to right, you got Hensky, Bourne, and Hayward. That's your outfield. Prado and Jones on the left side, with Prado just making his 5th career shortstop start. Uglin and Freeman on the right side, and McCann, the all-star catcher in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here is Scudero. Prado's been an infielder, but primarily second base and third base. He played maybe a game earlier this year, 1 or 2 games, we were told, at short, after Andrelton Simmons got hurt before they were able to acquire Paul Janisch. Scudero got jammed. Ugly with the catch, 2 down. And now Pablo Sandoval. It's been a while since the Giants have sent Sandoval to the plate in the first inning with nobody on base. First inning has been all Giants here for the last several days. The last time they went down in order in the first inning was Sunday at Petco Park. Pablo hitting .297, 8 home runs, 41 driven in. Right there on the outside, Ben Sheets, who at one time was one of the premier pitchers in the National League, an ace for the Milwaukee Brewers, but a lot of injury problems, and it looked like he was finished, like he was out of the game, but he started feeling good. He started throwing, and the Braves took a look, said, hey, he's throwing pretty well. That one running away from Pablo and into the crowd off the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, Sheets knows how to pitch, and he's got a lot of different things he can throw at you, a lot of quality different types of movement he can throw at you. And he's got a little bit of funkiness to his delivery, kind of a shoulder lead, drags his arm a bit.
Back to the big curveball in the dirt. 2-2.
Lifetime against the Giants. Ben Sheets 4-3 with a 2.34 ERA.
He also pitched for the United States Olympic team. Pitched a 3-hit shutout in the 2000 Olympics against Cuba. That brought him quite a bit of attention.
Well, that would do it. I mean, Cuba can play with anybody. You 3-hit shutout those guys. I mean, that's your statement to some pretty good ability right there.
Nobody had done that to them on the international stage. Pablo pops that one foul and out of play. High slider that time from Ben Sheets. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Pablo. Was that the year, the time of Lasorda managed?
I think it was.
And he was so proud. And it was such a great achievement, so unexpected. We even had him on the air with us one night in L.A. afterward. And that's just to give you an idea of just how stupendous a deal it was, because we don't usually have Tommy on with us.
Tommy was not happy, though. He found out after the Olympics that only the athletes get gold medals. The manager gets with the little bird left on the rock. He was not too happy about it.
3-2 the count. And that's a walk for Pablo.
Good at that.
That keeps the inning going for Buster Posey. Buster, who has not caught a game for the Giants since game 1 of the series at Dodger Stadium. So he's had 3 full days off catching. He did play first base Tuesday for 6 innings. And the last 2 days off entirely. High and tight with that fastball. 1 ball to no strikes to Buster. Posey 0 for 3 lifetime against Sheets. Most of the Giants have only seen him very briefly. 1-0 Atlanta leading. Sandoval at first. That's too high. 2-0. Sheets is another one of those guys, similar to last night's starter Tommy Hanson. He likes to be around the strike zone, but he prefers the hitters swing at pitches that are not strikes. That one on the outside, right on the outside for a called strike.
You're not going to see too many pitches that come in there at the same speed or the same movement. I mean, he really mixes it up.
Chipper Jones for the force out on Sandoval at second. Uggla taking the throw. 1-0 Atlanta as we head to the second. Possible postseason games this year at AT&T Park. Well, get on deck now for a 2013 season ticket plan. For a $500 non-refundable deposit, you'll have guaranteed access to potential wild card and divisional playoff games this year. Call 415-972-2298, 415-972-2298 to speak with a sales executive. They'll explain it all to you. Call now. 415-972-2298. Season tickets in very high demand, as you can expect. First ball swinging. Freeman hits one a mile to center field. Gone, a home run. Freddie Freeman launching one into the center field bleachers to the right of straightaway. 2-0 Atlanta. Their young sluggers going deep here in the first couple of innings against Ryan Vogelsong.
And both pitches were fastballs. I mean, you have the reputation for throwing a lot of fastballs. Guys are going to sit on one thing, and that's what's happening right now with the Braves. They are looking for fastballs. Not much stride. You can just see the backside just throw right through this ball. And two very impressive home runs here. One from Hayward to the opposite way, and this one taken on center field. Those are not cheapies.
So Freeman, 22 years old, goes deep. His 16th of the year, his 80th run batted in. And strike one to Brian McCann, who's got 18 home runs this year. So the 23-year-old Hayward goes deep in the first. Now the 22-year-old Freeman here in the second. 2-0 Atlanta. Braves had a lot of power up and down that lineup. That's the 122nd home run of the year for the Braves. Got a strike on the inside. Brian McCann really struggling at the plate right now. He was 1 for 4 last night, has 7 hits in 48 at bats in the month of August with only 1 run batted in.
He's had an injury to his shoulder, and it's really caused problems with his throwing. And it's starting to take its effect on his swing. But, he's trying to play through it, but it has not been easy.
Back out of play on that changeup. Ryan Vogelsong had only allowed 10 home runs this year in 149 innings before Jason Hayward went deep. Now he's given up another one. 3 infielders to the right of second against McCann, and that's back to the screen. 2-2.
Pretty good pitch to hit. That ball was up. You can't call it an elevator fastball. I mean, you want to be down around the knees with that fastball, man. That's what we're so used to seeing Vogelsong able to do. But he's made some location mistakes early on in this game, and he's paid for them.
Back to the screen again. Dodgers got a 3-run homer from Andre Ethier in the first inning down in LA, so they have a 3-2 lead now. Miami batting in the second. There it is, posted on the hand-operated scoreboard here. Out in the 4th archway in the Willie Mays wall. That ball is hit well. Pregame still going back. And he's got it to almost the same spot where Freeman's went into the bleachers, and just a few feet shy this time. McCann retired.
Giants Baseball is brought to you by your Bay Area Jeep dealer. Visit one today to begin your adventure in a Jeep Wrangler, a Patriot, a Compass, a Liberty, a Grand Cherokee, or just visit Jeep.com and learn all about it. Jeep.
Braves leading 2-0, and now Vogelsong to face Dan Uggla. Uggla fighting a terrible slump last night. He did get an infield hit and a couple of walks, going 1 for 2 officially, and that's one of the best games he's had in more than 2 months. Uggla has hit in the 140s in the last 66 games. That's a fastball too high. The umpiring alignment tonight: Rob Drake behind the plate, the crew chief, longtime veteran umpire Joe West, Sam Holbrook at second, Andy Fletcher the third base umpire. Pablo up with the long throw, just in time.
Well, he had a bit of a problem getting up to his throwing point. You don't have to get to your feet, you just have to get to a back leg. And really, I think the Giants catch a break here. Joe West, the first base umpire, making the call. And it looked to me like Uggla may have beaten that one out. I'm not sure how that felt to Sandoval, but I don't think it felt good.
Eric Hinsky played left field tonight. Usually if Hinsky plays, he's at first base. He's one of the top Atlanta pinch hitters. In fact, the most often used pinch hitter for manager Freddie Gonzalez, but they wanted that, all the lefties they could muster in there tonight. 2-0 the count. A curveball missing.
Talking about the plate umpire Rob Drake, he's got I think he's a low ball preference umpire. He will give you an occasional belt high strike, but for the most part he likes the knees. It's a small zone, but it's very consistent. Good umpire.
2 down, a run in. That's yanked foul.
Let's see just how close it was. Bang, bang. I mean, that's a tie. Joe West could not be wrong there.
Well, if it was a tie, then he was wrong.
Tie's supposed to go to the runner.
Although Doug Harvey, the Hall of Fame umpire, used to say there was no such thing as a tie. Either the throw was there ahead of the runner or it wasn't. If it's there ahead of the runner, he's out. And if it's not there ahead of him, he's safe.
It's as simple as that. I don't think that play was that easy for Joe West.
And the inning is over. The high, hard one Hinsky goes down. But Atlanta, the young sluggers going deep. Hunter Pence coming up.
Second, time for our smart play. It's brought to you by Lincoln and the new MKS. Now it gets interesting. We go flashback last night, 5th inning, to 1-0 ball game, and runners at first and third when the cleanup hitter Hunter Pence pushes down a bunt to the right side, and it scores a run. It would go on to be a 4-run 5th. It blew the game open, and that's our Lincoln smart play. That was a smart play.
It worked out beautifully and really energized that inning. It turned into a big inning. I asked Hunter Pence about it and where he learned to bunt like that, and he said it was this year.
Well, there you have.
He said when he was with the Phillies earlier in the year, they were playing him around to the third base side so much. And dropped by Prado, and the throw is much too late. And Martin Prado, very little experience at shortstop, and that one got away from him. Hunter Pence, who has excellent speed, is safe at first, and they have scored it as a hit.
Well, this would have been a nice play, as we mentioned, just his 5th start ever at shortstop. In left field last night. Here he coming in playing shortstop, and you don't ever think you're going to have a problem making the exchange from glove hand to bare hand. You sort of take that for granted as a baseball player, but that's what did him in.
So Pence is aboard. Brandon Belt. Pence said that he was hitting so many balls up the middle that were being caught by the second baseman who was playing him right up the middle, that he started working on a bunt to the right side, the very same bunt that he executed so beautifully last night. That's ball one to Belt. And he said he worked on it for a month, and the one other time that he bunted for a hit was against the Boston Red Sox while he was with the Phillies in an interleague game. He says it was a little different situation. There was not a runner at third as there was last night. Adrian Gonzalez did go over and field the ball, but had nobody to throw it to and had no play on him, and he got a hit then too. Miami has tied up that game in LA. You see the hand operated scoreboard. 3-3, that game going to the last of the second inning. A wild start at Dodger Stadium. Broken back. Ugla bobbles it. Not in time at second. Ugla nearly made a sensational play, but they could not hold on to the ball after he backhanded it.
Now, you made mention of the fact he's really struggled with the bat this year, but the Braves just absolutely rave about his defense, and he almost turns in a sparkling play here. Ball kind of got killed as it hit the slope of the mound. It took a lot of steam off it, enabled him to get to it. But here again, just a sloppy exchange. But yeah, at that angle, you really can't say it was sloppy. It would have been a miraculous play. Base hit all the way.
I love how he kind of swiped at it with the glove itself, like he was trying to make a little backhand flip in tennis. Off the foot of Ben Sheets, and Blanco has an infield hit. The bases are loaded. The Giants have not hit a ball out of the infield in this inning. And yet they have the bases loaded 3 straight hits. What did Bruce Bochy say? They got the ground game going.
Definitely got the ground game going. Not a whole lot that Ben Sheets could do with this one. I mean, his ball was hit sharply right back up the middle. Catches him just on the right ankle and kicks away. Chipper Jones, the third baseman, no chance. That hit solid too.
Gregor Blanco, the former Brave, began his career with Atlanta. Now Brandon Crawford, the infield double play depth. And that's out of play off to the left. Crawford had 1 hit last night. Also scalded one that was caught by Chipper Jones with a nice backhanded play. Turned into a double play. Crawford has been swinging the bat pretty well here in the last couple of weeks. Giants down 2-0. They've got 3 men on, nobody out. The pitcher, Vogelsong, on deck. Crawford becomes a very important man in this spot. That curve in the dirt. Good pitch recognition there by Crawford. He laid off.
You saw the way they're playing the defense in the outfield. They're pitching a gap in left center. It's a pitch away, playing away defense. And you see Michael Bourne in center field about 6 steps towards the left center field gap.
Well, this one he chased, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. And don't forget, as I think Giants fans well know, Brandon Crawford is not intimidated when batting with the bases loaded. He likes it. He's already hit 2 grand slams, 1 in each of his first 2 big league seasons, 1 in his first big league game last year. And back to that breaking ball in the dirt.
Sheets keeps trying to pound that back foot with that curveball.
Will Clark here tonight, your old teammate.
Always good to see the thrill.
Did he swing? The plate umpire made the call. Rod Drake said, "Yeah." Well, he took a couple of those, and he swung at a couple. Finally, for strike 3.
Well, that's in that bat. You just want to take a bite out of your barrel head. This is so frustrating. He did a good job laying off a couple. He just kept throwing them down there, and in the end, you couldn't lay off. And you leave a run out there, third base with less than 2 outs. That's a tough at bat.
The last thing in the world you want to have happen in a spot like that, of course, is to strike out. Now the pitcher, Vogelsong. This could be 2. Chipper gets 1. Ugla gets 2. And the bases loaded, nobody out opportunity has disappeared. On to the third, 2-0 Atlanta. first ever AMD Fast Pitch PC Zone event on September the 9th. There's a special event package including your ticket to see the Giants and the Dodgers, access to the How You Can Build Your Own PC or Home Theater PC pregame event, and an AMD A-Series processor. Oh, boy. Call 415-972-2298 for more information, or go to sfgiants.com/special events. Beer can regatta going on tonight on a Friday, as usual in the summertime. The finish line is the entrance to McCovey Cove. And I wonder, Mike, how much wind is there out there? The flags here out in right center field out by the cable car indicating not a whole lot.
Well, on this side of the Bay Bridge, there's not as much wind as there is on the north side. And tonight you can see the flags very calm.
Here's Ben Sheets. It's a strike.
Sheets not a very good hitting pitcher.
How many hits has he had this year?
And none.
0 for the season. Does have 3 sacrifice bunts. He's just a little bit better than 0 for his entire career, actually.
No 76 in 9 years. I mean, that's not very good. Not a bad bunter, though.
He's a guy who may feel that the DH was a good rule. Got a piece of it and fight it off. 0-2.
How about the story about Bill Lee? Bill Lee, the spaceman, 65 years old, threw a complete game, and he flew out all the way from the East Coast to come out here and play for Pacifica, an independent league. And his only stipulation was, I get to hit, and he got a hit. Knocked in.
No.
Yeah.
Now the strikeout with the curveball. Second strikeout for Vogelsong.
Well, it's time for Xfinity Future Focus, where we take a look at some of the Giant stars of tomorrow. And Adam Duvall in San Jose played third base with 124 games this season, 28 home runs and 89 RBIs. And that is a single season home run record for the San Jose Giants. Xfinity, reinventing entertainment so you can enjoy your way. Xfinity, the future of awesome.
I was thinking 28 home runs. I don't remember hearing about that many in the past. So that's the most. That's pretty good.
It's fantastic. You hit 28 home runs in a season of professional baseball, you are on the radar.
Michael Bourne, the leadoff man, in for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bourne grounded to short his first time. Now, in the California League, that Class A league in which the San Jose Giants play, if you're in the Southern California part of the league, whole different story. Those are real home run parks down there. Number 2 is Pregame takes it. Bourne has been kept off the bases so far by Vogelsong, and yet Atlanta, even though they've only had 2 hits, even though Vogelsong has not thrown a single pitch out of the stretch, the Braves have 2 runs. They've hit 2 big flies to their 2 young sluggers, and they're hoping that those guys will be in the middle of that Braves batting order for many, many years to come. Jason Hayward, who went deep in the first. Freddie Freeman, who went deep in the second. Now Martin Prado grounded 1 to first his first time. In there for a strike.
You talk about how hot Jason Hayward was, and he homered in his first at bat against Vogelsong tonight. Hottest guy in the Braves lineup coming into the series is in the batter's box right now. Prado was killing everything.
At the knees.
And that's a Rob Drake strike right there. I mean, he's got a low zone. And what you get in the first, you pretty much get through 9 innings. Not a big zone, but it's one that is consistent. You can rely on it.
And the strikeout with the curveball. Posey has to throw him out. Buster had to maneuver over the bat that was out in front of home plate, but he got it done. Pagan coming up. efficiency. Ford is the right choice for California. Scheduled a test ride today. Last night, a single for Pregame, a walk, then a steal. He was doing it all. And then he scored the first run with a burst of speed just ahead of that throw from Martin Prado. And later got another walk. And then on this bunt, he scored from third in what proved to be the Giants' big inning, the 4-run fifth. That was the first run of the inning. And that was a bunt single by Hunter Pence. So Pregame, and he has been on base just all the time lately, igniting this Giants batting order. And that one on the inside for a called strike 2. Last night it was Barry Zito who was the beneficiary of the offense. Of course, Pregame, he gives you that offense, but he often gives you some excellent defense too, as he tracks down fly balls all around the center field area. I don't know how he got a piece of that one. Pablo Sandoval must have taught him how to do that.
Well, it's not easy. I mean, that's a real acute angle on that curveball. It's always been a very good strikeout pitch for him, especially the lefties when he bounces it at home plate. Not an easy one to even get a piece of when he can put it right where he wants to, like he just did.
He lined out to the shortstop on a high fastball his first time. Scudero on deck. And he tries to tantalize him with one that ends up off the outside. 1-2. Dodgers are back ahead of Miami again down south on the out-of-town scoreboard, 4-3. Third inning now. Sharp curve in the dirt.
I mean, they're really trying to softball. A lot of changeups, a lot of curveballs. Not wanting to give in to him on the fastball. Be very interesting to see what they learn their first at bat against Sheets and how they apply it the second time through.
Ooh. A little bit up on the inside. Had movement coming back to the plate.
Yeah, the two-seam fastball, tried to front door him with it. Did not miss by much. And there are some umpires that would call that, but that's a little too high for Rob Drake.
3-2. Left center field. Hinsky. No. Pregame. And he'll stop as Bourne came over. Great hustle by Michael Bourne, because that was a triple in the making, but Bourne was there to play that carom and hold him to a double.
Now, when the wind doesn't blow in this ballpark, it can get small, but when you can go backspin the opposite way and hit it over a corner outfielder's head, you've got a good swing going. And Pregame, who has been red hot, continues his hot streak with an impressive at bat, and he almost knocked it out of here.
Well, he was second to triple there, but then Bourne raced over from center field to play that carom. So now Scudero, he popped up to second his first time, and the spin move by Sheets, looking Pregame back to second. Padres tonight playing in Arizona. They have a 4-0 lead. Top of the fifth in the desert. Denorfia, a home run. The bunt. Sheets barehanded. Just got him at first. Pregame down to third.
That's such a smart play right there. I mean, it's going to go down as a sack because it was a very productive out, but he was bunting for a base hit. And this is one of those situations where if you bunt the ball where you want it to go and get the hit, hey, it's golden. If you get thrown out, it's still a good play because it moves up a runner to third base. That's a smart baseball play right there.
Bochy, the other night, Scudero did the same thing in L.A. in the first inning of a game. Bochy has a sign for him because Bochy did not like to give away an out, and he says that the sign is move that runner up, but try to knock him in. Pablo well into left field. Hinsky, no, off the top of the wall. That's a double for Pablo, and he kind of limps into second. Pregame scoring, and it's 2-1 Atlanta.
And there's your answer as to how they're going to try and solve Sheets the second time through. They're thinking the opposite way. Another impressive opposite field at bat from Sandoval, who goes with the outside locator. Change up, waits back, sees it well, and really puts a good charge into it. And another testimony as to how small this ballpark's playing right now. Not a lot of wind, and he almost knocks it out of here.
Man, that did not miss by much, being a home run. Giants with a couple of long doubles to left field, and here is Buster Posey right in there for a called strike. But what Bochy says, he doesn't care how Scutaro does it, but Scutaro told him when he bunted the other day in LA that he was bunting for a hit, and so surely, as you said there, the same applied tonight. Bochy did not like to just give away an out. Even with the pitcher up there, he'll have him bump, but even then it's grudgingly. But Scutaro, he likes to get that man over at the very least. Right off the mask of the catcher, McCann.
And that rocked him.
Brian McCann, 28 years old now. And he is still under contract for next year. But there really has to be some concern, because the wear and tear of being a catcher seems to be taking a toll on McCann's body.
Oh, you see him sway back. Yeah, that's a direct hit right there. You just cringe.
Buster Posey, a base hit to the outfield, could tie this game. Giants been swinging the bat well the last couple of innings against Sheets, and that curveball driven out into Death Valley. And with plenty of room to roam, Hayward's got it, and Pablo moves down to third. So the big ballpark, the big part of this ballpark worked against Buster there. And here comes Hunter Pence. Pence got an infield hit his first time to the left of the shortstop Prado. Right there on the outside with a breaking ball, 0-1.
Outstanding curveball right there. He gets a lot of first pitch strikes with that curveball. He has excellent command, despite the fact that it's a big break. I mean, if it's looked from center field, that it would be an easy pitch to control because of its size, but he's always had a good feel with it.
Fastball missing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brandon Belt on deck would be next. The Giants have had 5 hits in the last 2 innings, 3 in the second, and 2 long doubles here in the third, but still only 1 run. So Pence tried to deliver the tying run here in the clutch with 2 down. Off the inside. It's 2-1. Pence, of course, used to be in the National League Central in Houston. Sheets in the same division with Milwaukee. They've seen each other a lot. Pence has 5 hits and 18 career at-bats against him. 3-1.
He's going after him like he doesn't want to be part of it. And those really have been pretty easy takes for Hunter Pence. Don't expect a fastball here. 3-1.
It's a walk. And it did really seem like he was pitching around him, even though the man on deck is a left-handed hitter. Roger McDowell, the Atlanta pitching coach, will trot to the mound now for a visit with Belt coming up.
Well, he may want to ask him what his intent was there in the way he pitched Hunter Pence, because those are easy takes, and Hunter Pence, as we've come to know, I mean, he's not an easy guy to walk.
Hunter Pence, only the 6th time as a Giant that he has walked. He's had 88 official at bats. I think most of those walks were in situations like that, where the pitcher really just did not want to throw him a strike.
Well, I like the way the Giants are taking their at-bats. Everything that's been hit this inning's been the opposite way.
And the curve for a strike to Brandon Belt.
And when a guy's getting that big curveball over, he's getting his changeup over, he's spotting his fastball, I mean, you can't get greedy. And going up there thinking the opposite way is a pretty good way to stay in there. Give yourself a chance against that mixture of speed.
Back to the curve again. And it's 0-2 to Belt. Belt got an infield hit his first time, hitting one up the middle on the ground that was nearly turned into a great play by Dan Uggla, who made a dive for it, backhanding it, but could not hang on to it. That same ball here would tie the game. Pablo Sandoval at third with Pence at first. 2 down. Pence was not going anywhere from first base.
That's just trying to ice a young hitter. And Sheets doesn't know how patient and how relaxed Brandon Belt is in that box, but that's deliberate to try and ice a young hitter.
That one off to the right. Pablo heading home. Sheets covers. Safe! The Giants have tied it. It wasn't going to be in time anyway, but Sheets did not hold on to the ball either. And that's a pretty daring base running from a guy whose hamstring been giving a little trouble lately.
And you don't see a lot of guys take a chance on this, but no hesitation. He just puts his head down, belly slide. That's a good base runner right there. But it all has to go with the trigger. You got to know when to go. Any kind of delay, you're going to be out. Is that ball not that far away from Brian McCann?
And he would have had it beaten. Now with Pence at second, a base hit could put the Giants ahead. So that wild pitch not only brought the tying run home, it puts the possible go-ahead run into scoring position. Pence will be running at the crack of the bat with 2 down. 2-2 the count to Belt. Off the inside.
Well, Sheets is walking back in the dugout. He thought he had him.
Sheets, this is a high stress inning for him. He's up to 52 pitches for the night, and this is only the 3rd inning. Blanco would be next. Back to the screen. Got a little extra on that fastball. 91.
Well, they've had him clocked as high as 94 since he's come back to the big leagues. But for the most part, it's been right around 90.
So, a difficult inning for Sheets. The Giants have scored twice and have a runner at second. 3-2 pitch. Curveball. And Freeman on a hop. The inning is over. It started, how else, with a double by Pagan, deep to left. Pablo also hit one, nearly a home run to knock him in. And then later, Pablo was able to score on this very short, wild pitch. Tied at 2. Giants assembled before the game earlier this afternoon for the annual team photograph. Terrio and Blanco down in front. Bochy, the manager, in the middle. Smile.
Another team photo from Miguel Murphy. Best clubhouse in the history of the game of baseball. Best clubhouse manager ever.
Jason Hayward leads off. He homered his first time to the opposite field. The high fastball misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Dodgers, meanwhile, they're hitting home runs. They've hit 3 homers the first 3 innings against their old teammate Nathan Eovaldi. They have a 6-3 lead in the 3rd down in LA. 1-1 to Hayward. There it is on the hand operated scoreboard. San Diego leading in Arizona 4-0, top of the 5th in AZ. Juan Rivera, Hanley Ramirez, Andre Ethier have all gone deep for the Dodgers in the first 3 innings of that game. That's back out of play.
Pretty healthy rip. Back in the first inning, they went away, tried to, left it out in the middle of the plate with movement going away from Jason Hayward, and he just went the other way with it. Impressive at bat. 22nd home run of the year for him.
Fighting it off. That low curveball. 1-2. Jason Hayward, I remember he burst upon the scene a couple of years ago, and he was everybody's pick to be the rookie of the year before the season ever started. And he had an excellent rookie year, but one Buster Posey ended up winning the award that year.
Well, one thing they've done with Hayward is they've backed him off the plate. He's a tall guy. He's got long arms, and he was too close to the plate. He had a big hole middle in. But look how far off he is as he tries to cut that ball in his hands. And it's made all the difference in the world. Kind of reminds you of Ellis Burks as to how far he is from, how far away he is from home plate.
2-2 the count. And out of play again.
Hayward 6'5", 240.
He had a very bad year last year. Just never really got it going.
You know, he never was able to really cover the inside pitch. Once the league adjusted to him and started utilizing that inside corner, he was defenseless. He couldn't handle it. So the Braves solved the problem by backing him off the plate.
2-2 the count. Pablo Sandoval into foul territory. And Hayward is out number 1. Fans, subscribe to MLB.tv to take advantage of new low pricing. See every remaining Giants out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit sfgiants.com for more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. We use it
every day. Best thing in our computer.
Chipper Jones. And that one snaps in there at the knees for a strike. Chipper popped up to short. His first time. Chipper had a great memory from the old Candlestick Park where the Giants used to play. That's a little bit below the knees. The 1 year in his brilliant career, and he's, what, 467 home runs lifetime. The 3rd highest figure ever for a switch hitter in the history of the game. But the 1 year he hit 40 home runs was 1999. And he hit number 40 at Candlestick. And the way he remembers it, though, was not just that he hit 40, which he said was a great thrill for him. So he will never forget that. He hit it against Joe Nathan, who was the starter for the Giants that day. Nathan eventually got the win due to a Barry Bonds home run. Ooh, that was nasty. 2-2.
That's the best curveball he's had in 3 starts. That's a nice tight little curveball, and then, you know, that is a pitch that really, if your arm's tired, you'll lose that pitch. You throw a pitch like that, your arm's not tired.
Chipper into left, but there is Blanco. And that's out number 2. This was September 1999 at Candlestick. Joe Nathan on the mound. Chipper Jones with 39 home runs. Nathan pretty much knew. And that was number 40. Nathan a little frustrated. Chipper Jones would finish that year with 45 home runs. That is still the National League record for home runs in a single season by a switch hitter. That is pulled foul by Freddie Freeman, who homered his first time. But later in that game, in the 8th inning, Barry Bonds came up.
God, I love that swing.
And the Giants ended up winning that game. Joe Nathan got the win, as Chipper remembers it. And He remembered a game where Barry Bonds beat the Braves twice in the same series. And he said he was shocked, as was everybody, when Bobby Cox burst through the doors at Candlestick into the clubhouse after the game with an angry tirade with epithets. Well, I'm talking epithets, Mike. And he was shouting at the top of his lungs. That's it. Pagan's got it. And a nice inning to Vogelsong. But Chipper said that was the only time he ever saw Bobby do it, before and since. 2-2. Last.
Game live and post-game live before and after every Giants telecast on Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports.
Here is Gregor Blanco. The Giants in a 2-2 tie. Blanco shows bunt, takes a called strike. Giants like to see Blanco try and lay down more bunts. They think he's got a chance to beat out a lot of them.
Well, and he's going good, he'll bunt. When he's not going good, he won't bunt. And that's when you should bunt.
Base hit to left. Chipper was playing it very shallow because of the threat of the bunt. And he had no chance to get that one to his left.
Well, what an excellent at bat. You see how far in Chipper Jones has to play to take away the bunt. When you do that, you lower your range as a third baseman. And Blanco taking advantage of that. That's a significant at bat. Long third inning for Ben Sheets when he gave up 2 runs. And when you're coming off a long inning, the leadoff hitter in the next inning becomes a significant guy. If you get him on, you get that guy right back in the stretch, usually that's when good things happen.
Now Blanco also a threat to steal. He has 19 steals this year. He's back safely. The Giants in the second inning, Hunter Pence led off with a single. In the third, Pagan led off with a double. And now Blanco, for the third inning in a row, is aboard with a leadoff hit. So most of the time Ben Sheets has been throwing pitches working from the stretch. He threw 25 pitches in that high stress third inning in which the Giants scored 2 runs. Brandon Crawford struck out his first time on a curveball, and again Blanco safely back to the bag. Some pitchers will subscribe to the theory that the more throws they make to first with a base stealer over there, the less likely that runner is to try and steal. Into center, in a little bit, Bourne, and Blanco will have to go back to first. Crawford a little bit quick on that one, out off the end of the bat, and the batter will be Vogelsong. Dodgers 6, Marlins 3, top of the 4th, down in LA. Meanwhile, how about this finish in Chicago in the American League. White Sox leading 7-2, ninth inning against the Mariners. Mariners get 6. So now they're leading 8-7. Bottom of the ninth, the White Sox get 2 and they win it anyway.
Wow.
Adam Dunn had 2 more home runs. He's got 38 home runs for the year. There's the final.
Well, that's a big game. They can pick up another game on Detroit. White Sox lead that division, the American League Central, now by 2.5 games as the Angels beat Detroit in Detroit. Interesting race in the American League West or Central.
He used the bat almost as a shield and still got the bunt down to move Blanco over to second. So now with a runner in scoring position and a fast runner, here comes Pregame. 2-2 the score in the 4th inning. Still nothing substantive in terms of the Dodgers Red Sox proposed 9-player trade that has been much talked about. Various reports from media all over the country. Pregame deep into right center. Way back there. It's into the 7th archway. Blanco scores and Pregame with a stand-up triple. 3-2 Giants. What a shot that was. A home run anywhere else.
Wow. Stay hot, Angel Pregame. And he gets every bit of this when they set the target inside and it leaks out over the middle of the plate. It comes out right to right center with backspin. And then it's a matter of how high off the wall it's going to hit. It hits right at the base. And for the speed of Pregame, he doesn't assume it's going to go out, so he has a pretty good pace going out. And once he sees it hits, it's an easy gallop to third base and a stand-up triple.
And now Scutaro to try and get him home with 2 down. The count is 0-1. Pregame with 9 triples now, tied for 4th in the league in that category. Scutaro has popped up to second and had a sacrifice bunt in this game. Down the third base side, it's just foul. Right on top of it, Andy Fletcher. And the ball bounced right near Fletcher, just on the foul side of the line, back behind third base.
Just a high hopper with a drawn-in third baseman. I mean, that would have been nice. Easy call for Fletcher.
So now it's 0-2 to Scutaro. He wastes it outside. It's interesting in this inning. Sheets is allowed a run and 2 hits. But this would only be his 9th pitch thrown in the inning. It's all been happening in a hurry. Blanco led off the inning with a single. Crawford hit a fly ball to center in the first pitch. Vogelsong laid down a bunt in the first pitch. That's a base hit. Pregame can trot home, and the Giants are now leading 4-2.
Well, I'm so impressed with what the Giants did after their first time through the lineup. A lot of opposite field approach and a lot of really good positive results. And Marco Scutaro has kind of been the king at going the opposite way since he's put on a Giants uniform. How many times have we seen him do this? Little leak on the slider. It kind of hangs up a bit. And if you try and pull that pitch, it's a ground ball to the shortstop. You stay inside it. You go to right. You're a hero.
Here's Pablo Sandoval. And the curve for a strike. Pablo has walked, and then he nearly had a home run to left field. It hit right near the top of the wall. Ended up being an RBI double, and then later he did score with some daring base running on a short, wild pitch. There is Ugla to retire the side. Angel Pregame getting it done again and again and again. This time with a booming triple. Knocks in one, scores one. 4-2 Giants. Dodge. And the Angels continue to get it done back east, beating the Tigers in Detroit 2-1 tonight. Baltimore right there in the wild card, beating Toronto 6-4. The Yankees 3-1 over Cleveland. And the Red Sox, with all of the talk circulating over Boston, with a mega deal between the Red Sox and Dodgers being discussed. 9 players, and they won at Fenway. Oakland won at Tampa Bay. Big win there. The White Sox, in a wild finish, beat Seattle. And Texas shut out Minnesota. Adrian Beltre is on fire right now. Remember, just a couple of nights ago, he had 3 home runs in a game. Tonight he was 4 for 4 with another home run.
Yeah, 3 home runs, and it was his first 3 at bats of the game. You're thinking he's got a legitimate shot here to get 4. Could not quite get it done. But yep, he's hot.
Ryan McCann leading it off here, the 6th place hitter. Drove one deep to center his first time against Vogelsong. Just missing inside, up.
Good pitch though.
2-1.
That's one you want him to swing at.
Ugla on deck, then Hinsky. Giants had 3 infielders to the right of second for McCann. Now Pablo, the third baseman, moving over towards short. That one came back, got the inside, strike 2.
That's just great use of a fastball. He missed with a 4-seamer that was pretty straight move, but a little bit high inside. He comes back with a 2-seamer. He gave up on it early, and it comes right back in the strike zone with movement running away from him. Nice pitch.
Right there, strike 3 called.
I'll tell you, I've always been so impressed with guys that understand the fastball, and Ryan Vogelsong gets it as good as anybody. Doesn't overthink the situation. Sniffs out a weakness, he goes right to it.
That's his 4th strikeout, and the first that has come on a called 3rd strike. Now Dan Ugla, he grounded out to 3rd his first time. 1 ball, no strikes. 4-2 Giants are in the 5th inning. Just missing. That was a close one. Right around the knees, right around the inside. 2-0. And I think Vogelsong wanted that pitch. (3-0). Hinsky, powerful left-handed hitter, on deck. Marlins have knocked Dodgers starter Chad Billingsley out of the game in the 4th inning, trailing 6-3. They got runners at 2nd and 3rd, 1 out. Jamie Wright has come in down there. That's a strike. 3-1.
Well, Billingsley was hot. He'd won 6 in a row coming in tonight's start.
Not just winning them, but shutting teams down, dominating. 3-2. Ugla foul tip that one.
Yeah, that's one that'll make Ugla leave the box and think about it. He's sitting on a 3-1 count, looking for nothing but a fastball, and he throws it right above his hands, and he can't really give a loud foul to it, and that's just like a guy getting his jump shot blocked right there.
Full count. A very powerful right-handed hitter. A high pop-up. Belt goes over, but it is in amongst the customers, out of play. Still 3-2.
Now, Buster Posey wanted a 3-2 curveball, and Vogelsong shook it off. When he called a 3-2 slider, Vogelsong shook it off. And he finally gave him the fastball away that he wanted.
Usually you're playing with fire when Ugla's right anyway. You throw that high fastball over the plate. He's planted a lot of those in bleachers. And he's way out in front of that changeup. Still 3-2.
Vogelsong has not been the stretch tonight.
I think that's fine by him.
Yeah, we're good.
He's allowed a couple of runs, but both on solo homers. Just inside, maybe a little high.
Okay, you got to have guts to take that pitch 3-2.
That is the first walk allowed by Vogelsong. He doesn't look happy with it. I think he had a couple of pitches in there I think that he thought should have been called strikes. Now Hinsky. And this is a dangerous hitter. Veteran, been around a long time. Only one home run so far this year in 119 at bats, though. They wanted to get more left-handed hitters in the order against Vogelsong. And he chases that high fastball. 4-2 Giants. Tomorrow, baseball in the sunshine. A 105 first pitch. Madison Bumgarner, 14-7 up against Mike Minor. Young lefty, 6-10. That's on the inside.
It's just pounding that inside corner of these lefties.
Remember, the Sunday game is listed on the schedule as 105, maybe on your tickets at 105, but the game is now 5:05. So don't get here for a 105 game on Sunday. You'll be too early. 5:05 Sunday. There is Crawford. 1 to first. A double play. Buster Posey coming up. Then Pence and Belt. 4-2 Giants. Deep. The red hot Rockies cooled off at Wrigley Field. 5-3 Cubs today. And the first place Nats beaten by the Phillies 4-2. Jimmy Rollins from Alameda. A 2-hit game with 2 RBIs. Pittsburgh, another loss for them. 6-5 to Milwaukee in Pittsburgh. Houston, they won one. They had lost 43 out of 50, but they won over the Mets, who are in their own tailspin right now. There is ball 1 to Buster Posey. The Cardinals now 6 games out in the Central. They beat the Reds in Cincinnati. The former Cal star Alan Craig had a big game as Buster takes a strike. Dodgers leading Miami 6-3, top of the 4th in LA. 4-0 San Diego. Eric Stoltz got a good one going in Arizona for San Diego. Buster hit that one off his foot. Ouch. 1-2. Tell Buster to don't ever do that again.
I think that he will try not to do that again. Where to get him? Right on the instep of his plant foot.
Fighting one off against Ben Sheets. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Buster has grounded into a force play, and he's flied out to deep right center. He hit one out into Death Valley, and that's what happened to a ball that might have been a home run in a lot of ballparks, but it died here. 1-2. Curveball, and he fought that one off.
This is a pretty good emergency swings he's put on it. 2 times in this at bat he's had to do it. Well, that's what you do. You fight the nastiness off, and hopefully he gets something good to hit.
Well, He's fighting him off inside. He's fighting him off outside. He's fighting him off up. He's fighting him off down. 1-2. Then there's the ball dude.
John Nazal. A bit of a wrestling match. Nice play, John. Not a bit.
Didn't really catch that foul ball so much as he recovered a fumble. 1-2. And that's hit very hard deep down the right field line.
Oh, let's check out our ball dude, John Nazal. I got this one. Yes, I do. No, I don't. I know how you feel, partner.
He was looking so cool there for a moment.
You get a little cramp in there on that little stool.
Ooh, the big curveball taken.
Great pitch, great take. Sheets has not hung anything in this at bat.
We've seen 8 already. He's hit 5 of them foul. This will be the 9th pitch in the sequence from Sheets to Posey starting this inning.
And they called a slider. He shook it off. Then he called a fastball, and it didn't look like he was totally convinced. And then as he started his motion, McCann put down a changeup, and that's when it's time to stop because you don't know what's coming.
Another curve. 3-2.
Well, this has been quite a battle right here. I mean, every pitch that Sheets thrown has been perfect.
Pitch number 10 from Sheets to Buster Posey. Pence on deck. And he walked him. Two-seam fastball, too high.
That's as good of an at bat that we have seen all night.
Third walk allowed by Sheets.
And the 4th consecutive time that the Giants have been able to get that leadoff hitter on base. 75 pitches now. That's about what you want after 7.
Hunter Pence has had an infield single and a walk. Took a murderous cut at that one. Foul ball. Jamie Wright got out of a big jam in the 4th inning. The Marlins left the bases loaded as the Braves are going to get their bullpen going now. Christian Martinez starts to throw. Right in the outside corner, strike 2. Posey has to hold. Giants leading 4-2 here in the 5th. They scored 2 in the 3rd and 2 more in the 4th. Nobody out. Posey at first here in the 5th. And blocked by McCann, who for a moment didn't know where the ball was. It popped in the air and he started looking all around saying, where is it? Somebody help me.
But in the eye of the base runner, that ball stayed in front of the catcher, and that's usually all you have to do as a catcher. Keep it out in front, you'll freeze that runner. Even when McCann couldn't locate the area. There you go. That still froze Posey at first.
So good ball blocking there by McCann. Oh, change up. 1 away. First time that Pence has been retired in this game. Now Brandon Belt. The Vallejo native, CC Sabathia from the Bay Area, back from the disabled list, and he got a big win in Cleveland tonight for the Yankees in a tight game. 13th win of the year for CC. 13-3. Was on the disabled list for a while.
Yeah, a little beanball war going there in Cleveland. Derek Jeter got hit in the head tonight. Yeah, Lucille is a baby Giraffe fan. That's pretty good.
Out toward Death Valley, high and deep. Hayward. No! He was shying away from the wall. Posey could not keep on going until he knew that it was not caught, so he gets to third on a booming double by Brandon Belt into that 7th archway.
Well, this stayed up in the air a long time. I thought it was perhaps a little bit high. It was going to give Hayward a chance to get underneath it, but Hayward just never really looked comfortable underneath the ball. But if you're Buster Posey, I mean, you're rocking a hard place here. You can't commit till you see that ball where it's going to go. And finally, indeed, he gets a chance to go, but I think that's going to do it for Sheets.
Freddy Gonzalez is called for Christian Martinez. With Gregor Blanco coming up, runners at second and third. One out. The Giants ahead 4-2. Sheets is gone. New BLT cheeseburger combo right now at Jack in the Box for just $4.99 plus tax. We're at AT&T Park. The Giants leading Atlanta 4-2 here in the last of the fifth inning, and a chance to lengthen that lead as Christian Martinez comes in to pitch, and you see his numbers for the year. Gets a lot of strikeouts and almost never walks anybody. What less than one walk for every 6 innings. Reed Johnson also in to play left field, so Hinsky is out. Martinez in the 8th spot, Johnson in the 9th spot. Blanco the hitter, and the infield is drawn in. Posey the runner at third.
Martinez a very good changeup. He's got a fastball right around 90, a little slider, but his changeup is his bread and butter. That's his strikeout pitch.
He faced Blanco in the 8th inning last night. Blanco hit a fly ball to left center. That same fly ball would probably drive in a run now. Just a bit outside.
Easy take. Not really sure what that sets up, but he's got an open base, and I think that right there is going to give you a bit of an idea as to how he's going to pitch him. He's not going to give him much to hit.
Blanco's had 3 hits in 5 at bats plus a walk against his old teammates in this series.
That was the changeup. That was the bread and butter pitch right there.
Posey led off the inning with a walk on a 10-pitch battle as Vogelsong looks on from the dugout. With one out, Belt with a long double. Second and third. Now they're going to walk Blanco intentionally to set up the double play. And it turns into the Brandon Crawford inning. The Giants are going to lengthen their lead here. Crawford becomes the key. So Blanco goes to first, third time he's been on base tonight.
Now right now you got a chance to create some space. Big hit here. And so far tonight, Brandon Crawford's been frustrated a couple times, but here's an opportunity again with the bases loaded to have a good night.
We'll see how they play Crawford in the outfield. Crawford has struck out, flied out to center. The infield set for the double play. And keeping the ball down, but 2 low, a slider taken by Brandon Crawford.
You're just looking for something to get one run. You're looking for a pitch that's up that you can get in the outfield deep enough to score. Posey from third.
That one, I don't know if it's deep enough. Posey's not a fast runner and a very strong arm, although a very wild throw. But Posey was hanging on at third.
A weird throw from Jason Hayward. He has an above average arm. He's got the best arm in their outfield. The only thing with a guy 6'5", though, is it takes a while for him to get rid of it. But this thing wasn't even close. He almost throws it in the Giants' dugout. Right off the end of the bat, momentum coming to the plate. No way Flannery's going to send Posey, who's below average in his speed. But that thing was up the line about 20 feet.
So now Vogelsong due up. Vogelsong got to the plate, looked at his bat, said, wait a minute, there's something wrong with this bat. And he goes over, gets another one from the bat boy. What, did he walk up there with a bat that was cracked?
Could have. No RBIs. He's due. He's usually good for about 5 or 6 a year.
A difficult night for Brandon Crawford, who's been up there twice with the bases loaded. Once he struck out, and this time a little pop fly into the shallow outfield that Buster Posey could not run on, leaving it to Vogelsong, who's hit a double play and had a sacrifice. And there is Hayward. So the Giants let another bases loaded situation go by without a single run. 4-2 Giants.
Well, get on deck right now for 2013 season ticket plan. With a $500 non-refundable deposit, you will have guaranteed access to potential wild card and divisional playoff games here in 2012. Call 415-972-2298 right now to speak with a sales executive who will explain how it all works. Season tickets are in high demand, so call now, 415-972-2298.
4-2 Giants ahead, and Reed Johnson, who just entered as part of a double switch, now in the 9th spot in the order and at the plate for the first time. Johnson hitting .302. This is his 15th game as a member of the Braves. 3 home runs, 16 driven in. A little bit low, 1 ball, no strikes. Johnson started last night, went 1 for 4.
Oh yeah, he's feeling it. Hey, it's Orange Friday.
One and one. Hey, good hands there by Ron Wotus.
Ex-infielder. Had good hands as a player.
I mean, he still used a glove.
Of course. It's kind of a rule, isn't it?
Now, if he had really good hands, he wouldn't use a glove.
Hey,
has 1 and 2.
When I first got to Chicago, in Chicago they have leagues where they play 16-inch softball, and in that game there's no gloves. First time I ever saw that game, and I mean, a 16-inch softball, that's a big ball. And it's a very popular sport.
That's my idea of a good place to hit.
Place with no gloves.
I think Angel Pagan right now, the ball looks like it's about 16 inches.
Yeah, I agree.
He's up.
Seen it big.
Tonight Pagan has hit a double and a triple. And he also, the one time he made out, he lined out to the shortstop. That's out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff man Michael Bourne on deck. Dodgers still lead the Marlins 6-3. They're in the top of the 5th in LA. There's Pagan. Look at that average the last 8 games. He scored 12 in the last 8. 2 tonight, 2 last night, 3 the night before, 1 the night before. Monday had 2. Still 1 and 2.
Well, he's been hot, and when he gets hot, the Giants get hot.
Scored 10 runs just since Monday in 5 games. Giants won the first 4 of those games, and they're leading in this one. 4-2 Giants, 6th inning. Two and 2. Reed Johnson hanging tough here against Vogelsong.
Now you want to see some old school stirrups. Reed Johnson's got the old school look. Sanitary socks, stirrups, low.
I'm lunging at that curveball. Posey right in the on-deck circle.
Not an easy play when you're coming over that on-deck circle. You know there's going to be a pine tar rag, there's going to be a bat and donut, there's going to be a weight, there's going to be a Manny Modi stick-em stick. I mean, it's not to mention a lead pipe or 2. And through it all, makes the play. Nicely done. I mean, that's an obstacle course. Didn't touch a thing.
The 1 down, Michael Bourne. He has grounded a short, flied out to center. Vogelsong has done well keeping him off the bases. Ball 1 down and in. Pablo Sandoval plays very shallow at third for Bourne. Giants outfield way over toward the left field side, as you saw there.
Those are Angel fans right there. Angel Pagan fans. I mean, there's no more fun ballpark to go to on this planet than ours. I got to tell you right now.
So that may be the next big rage with Angel, as hot as he is.
Don't give Mario Alioto any more ideas. Well, you know, I might start wearing them. As hot as he's been.
I think he's wearing one right now that's invisible. Blanco starts after it in left field, but it's out of play. 2-2 the count. Long before they were ever the California Angels.
Got a match?
He's got a dry smoke going there.
Yeah. You can do that. It's illegal.
That's a base hit. So Michael Bourne gets aboard for the first time in this game, for the first time since the first inning last night.
That has been the first pitch that he has seen that has been up from Vogelsong, and he took advantage of it. Nice at bat going the opposite way.
And the big hitters are coming up now. Martin Prado, who's 0 for 2 in this game.
Well, this is a steal situation.
And he leads the league in Stealing bases, Michael Bourne, 34 of them. Juan Pierre, the Phillies, number 2. D. Gordon of the Dodgers, Emilio Bonifacio of the Marlins, 3rd. And the curveball is too high. Bourne, 34 steals, only been caught 8. I'd say only 8. It's still a better than 80% success ratio. Prado has grounded out to first and struck out. 4-2 Giants. 6th inning. There's Pagan in center. At number 2.
Oh, nice placement, getting that ball in tight on the hands. And what set that up was that lazy first pitch curveball at about 80 miles per hour. Then he exploded a fastball with two-seam movement right in on the hands and just ate him up. Nice pitch.
So here is the dangerous Jason Hayward, and he's the possible tying run. He has 22 home runs now, including the one he hit in the first inning tonight. He leads the Braves for home runs. He's got that Joe Morgan elbow flap going. 1 ball, no strikes. He's got a lot of little nervous mannerisms up to the plate now with the elbow flap. The body just kind of bounces a little bit. Flexing the knees. That right hand, fingers coming off the bat. Posey came up ready to throw, but Bourne took a quick step and then stopped at first. Talks to Terry Pendleton about it. First base coach, one-time National League MVP. Belt on the bag with him. And the wind's blowing now. You can see from the billowing jersey of Brandon Belt and also of Ryan Vogelsong. And a fastball right in there for a strike.
I can't imagine what he'd be looking for in a 2-0 count. I mean, he just took room service and just let it go right through the strike zone.
The wind blowing out toward left now. His home run went to left center in the first inning. Off the inside. Now it's 3-1. Vogelsong gave that the home run to Hayward in the first, to Freeman in the second. The first time since June of last season that he had allowed 2 home runs in the same game. Very unusual. So big pitch here with a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Hayward is the possible tying run. Well, that one he was not taking. But foul tipped it off Posey's glove. That ball was out away from him. 3-2 with 2 down. Meanwhile, down in L.A., Giancarlo Stanton, a home run in the 5th inning. Number 27 for him. 6-4 Dodgers in the 5th. Marlins still batting down there. Vogelsong with the runner at first, 2 down. There goes Bourne. Broken bat, Blute. Scudero in a hurry, gets it. Hits the deck, holds on to it. Nice pitch, nice play. Top of the order. Pagan coming up. Scudero will follow. And then Pablo. Chicken burger, a juicy charbroiled beef patty with 2 strips of bacon, a melted Swiss and American cheese, all on a toasted sourdough bun. Only at Carl's Jr. The game breakdown from Carl's Jr. 4-2 Giants, and a whole lot of Angel Pagan. A double, a triple. He's scored 2. He's knocked in 1, and a whole lot of Ryan Vogelsong. 6 innings, 3 hits allowed. But here is the very same Pagan trying to get the Giants going again. And ball 1 from Martinez.
You see a guy get hot. It's just amazing how his back leg seems to receive the ball and lets that ball get deep. Uses the whole field, and it's all happening right now for Pagan. And he's just got a real quiet lower body, gets himself in position. That foot's getting down early. Just a great foundation with which to do damage with, and he's been doing damage.
There's that changeup in for a strike. 1-2. Scutero on deck, and then Pablo Sandoval due up third. The Atlanta starter Ben Sheets went 4 1/3, allowed 4 runs, 9 hits. Martinez got the final 2 outs in the 5th inning. From the windup, a bloop, base hit in front of Reed Johnson.
Well, that's 3 legs in the cycle. You go back to the 3rd inning and an opposite field double. He backspin it right over Hinsky's head. And then in the 4th inning, he steps up and just smokes one into right center. And all Jason Hayward can do is just watch it. And an easy stand-up triple. Just absolutely locked. In his first at-bat to lead off, he lined out to the shortstop. So he's had 4 good at-bats.
So Pagan is amazingly hot right now, and a threat to steal. And back to the bag on that pickoff throw. That's the 7th time this year that Pagan has had 3 hits in a game. He's also had 1 game with 4 hits. Scutero has popped up to second, had a sacrifice bunt, and has had an RBI single. He knocked in Pagan with a single back in the 4th. 285 average. A little bit low on the outside, maybe off the corner.
He's had a dialogue going this whole game with Will Clark, who checked into San Francisco today. And you know, Will Clark is one of those guys that can really give you some clarity if you're a hitter. He's a common sense hitter. Gives you good thoughts to take to that batter's box with. Outstanding instructor with just tons of things to tell a young hitter. Tons of things to tell an old hitter.
Pitch out, 2-0.
Will talking it over earlier with Brandon Belt. You know, and he wants to know what you're thinking. He'll say, what was your thought process in that bat? What were you thinking in the 1-0 count? What were you thinking in the 0-2 count? And he wants an answer. You better have a plan when you're talking hitting with Will Clark, because he will jump your case if you don't.
2-1. The Belt talking to Will Clark there. That was after he hit just a spectacular double that went into that 7th archway out there, and it was also hit about 8 miles high. Just a soaring, magnificent shot, but out there to that graveyard in right center. Two and 1 the count to Marco Scutero. Pagan is running, and a foul.
Boy, nice inside out swing. I mean, this is another thing too. I've always felt that middle infielders have a bit of an edge, especially when they're good opposite field hitters like Scutero is, because they have a sixth sense as to who's going to cover second base. In this particular play, Ugla was going to cover second base on the break by Pagan. That whole right side, the infield was wide open. You saw the inside out approach from Scutero. You know what he was thinking. He was thinking right field.
Scutero hit one like that last night with Pagan running. And the second baseman vacating. That's foul into the crowd off the right field line. 2-2.
Watch Pagan go. Ugla covers, and look at that hole in the right side, and that's what Scutero is trying to take advantage of.
2 balls, 2 strikes to count to Scudero. Pablo Sandoval on deck. Chipper Jones hugging the line at third. And Pagan back to the bag.
I mean, middle infielders in the batter's box will look at other middle infielders and they'll get little tips right before a pitch. A second baseman will move a step or 2 towards the bag at second. It'll tip, if you're a right-handed hitter, that fastball is going to be on the inside corner. And middle infielders will pick those nuances up from other middle infielders.
This is Freeman. They get the out at second. Prado covering from shortstop. And now Scudero is aboard with 1 out, and Sandoval coming up.
I was really fortunate in my career, John, to have played with 2 of the smartest guys I ever played with. Chris Spire and Phil Garner, both middle infielders, and I learned so much about the middle of the diamond. And then when I set up in the box all these years with Dwayne Kuiper, another middle infielder, it was like a whole education you got from these guys when they start talking about what's tipped in the middle of a game if you watch the middle infield.
Here's Pablo Sandoval. He's walked. He doubled home a run back in the 3rd, grounded out in the 4th. 0-1. Foul tipped that ball. Pablo's double almost left the yard into left field. Hit right near the top of the wall. Well, middle infielders are involved on just about everything that's going on out there, reading the catcher's signs, signaling to each other about who's going to cover. Deep left center, but that is a bad place to hit it. And Bourne tracks it down. Scudero's going. The relay. He made it. Bourne from the wall out there in deep left center. He did not have a real strong arm. Relayed it into Prado, and Scudero just kept on going.
Little things you watch him do every day that help his team win. You know, we said it in a pregame show today. You cannot give a guy a better compliment to say you cannot appreciate it until you watch him every day, because he'll do a little thing in a game to give you an opportunity to win. And here it is today. I mean, that was a very close play at second base, and you had to have guts to try and take it, but the reward was worth it. Bourne was agonizing.
You think he wants to win or what?
Yes, I do.
Here's Posey. Now, ordinarily, we couldn't see the bag at the point of the tag because the umpire blocked our shot, but we had another shot there, and if you're a Braves fan, I'm sure you'd say, well, there he should have been called out. Or if a Giants fan said, no, the call was right. But it's a good play with the second out being recorded because you want to get in a scoring position if you can.
All right, how close was it? It was close. Another look.
Now the hand was out there, and I think that's what got him the call.
Yeah.
The tag on the forearm, the hand out on the bag.
Sam Holbrook, second base umpire, making that call.
1-2 to Buster Posey.
I just got some text messages. Says, well, you mentioned Garner, you mentioned Spire, you mentioned Kuiper. How come you didn't mention Robbie Thompson? Well, Robbie Thompson was always playing. I didn't sit on the bench with him. I sat on the bench a lot with Spire.
So you mean real smart middle infielders who didn't always play?
Well, who were old when I played with them.
Ooh, that was close. Slider just below the knees, apparently. Now, was that from Robbie Thompson?
Yeah. I don't want to give any secrets away, John.
2-2 the count.
Martinez thought he had him struck out.
It was a close one. Now 3-2. Hunter Pence on deck. Buster was hit into a force play. Flied out deep to right center. And I mean deep. And he also has walked. He had a walk on a 10-pitch battle with Sheets in the 5th. Pence on deck. Belt behind him. 2 down. 3-2 the count. Scudero in scoring position. And it's off the glove of Chipper Jones. Scudero will score easily. And Posey into second. 5-2 Giants.
That was a bullet. He gets every bit of this thing. Smothers it. And watch Chipper Jones, who's playing deep. I mean, he gets a lot of glove on this thing. It's just too hard. And if you can't get that thing right in the pocket, you got no chance. A little bit too out far on the tip of the glove. Big break for the Giants.
Buster Posey, who grew up a Braves fan, and he loved Chipper Jones. Growing up, what, maybe 3 hours drive outside of Atlanta? Now Hunter Pence. Change up, 0-1. And I don't think Chipper appreciated Buster hitting one so hard right at him like that.
He's picking on his idol.
5-2 Giants, a big run there. Hunter Pence trying to knock Posey in. He's behind in the count now, 0-2. That one into the upper deck off to the right.
Let's take another look at as to how quick this thing gets on Chipper Jones, just off the web, very tip of the glove.
Chipper looks like a little coolish right now. Struck him out. The Giants get a run, and it was Pagan. He didn't score the run, but he got it all started. Posey knocked the run in. With Today in the Bay on NBC Bay Area. Get the latest news, weather, and real-time traffic starting at 4:30 a.m. right here on NBC Bay Area. I'll call you maybe 4:15 just so you can get up and wash your face and whatnot.
4:25. That's all I need. Give me 5 minutes.
All right, I'll give you the extra 10 minutes and that's it. Here's Chipper Jones to lead off for Atlanta. Vogelsong had a tough sixth inning. They had him out there for a while. He had to throw 20 pitches to get through it. 94 for the game. Chipper right there outside corner for a called strike. The Giants bullpen gets busy. They'll be ready if needed here. After Chipper, you got two powerful left-handed hitters, Freddie Freeman and Brian McCann. Curve in the dirt. There is Jose Mijares warming up in the Giants bullpen.
What a great addition he's been. Johnny Benner's over there on the Brave side getting loose.
And a changeup topped it foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. This Braves bullpen, you do not want to have to depend on coming from behind in the late innings to beat Atlanta.
Yeah, they're tough. They are very, very stingy.
Venters, O'Flaherty, left-handers. Kimbrel, the closer, he throws 180 miles an hour.
At least.
1-2. Johnny Venters, who, when he burst upon the scene a couple years ago, he threw the nastiest slider that you'd see from a lefty, or for anybody for that matter. 1-2 to Chipper Jones, who's 0 for 2 in the game.
Changeup's been a real good pitch, as has the curveball for Vogelsong.
There's the curve. 2-2.
You know, Vogelsong always has a plan. You know, he changes things up each time through the lineup, and he likes to save a surprise for deep in the game. And tonight it's been that changeup. It's gone to it a lot, especially late.
And there it was for the strikeout.
And Chipper Jones is not an easy guy to fool. I mean, you got to sell it with your arm action, and it better look identical to the fastball. And if you get him out reaching, you made a great pitch. Nicely done.
1 down, Freddie Freeman. Freeman a homer into the center field bleachers to the right of straightaway in the 2nd inning. High and foul. That reaches back into the crowd. Sandoval goes over, but it's several rows back out of play.
One thing they've learned about Freddie Freeman, he likes that first pitch. Get a first ball fastball hitter. That does not mean don't throw him a fastball. It means throw him a fastball to your area where he can't hurt you, because he's going to swing at it.
A little bit low. Freeman 6'5", only 22 years old. Now Santiago Casilla, the right-hander, up with the left-hander Mijares. Brian McCann, a lefty, on deck. Ugla, a right-handed hitter after him. That ball is hit deep down the right field line. It is a home run, just on the green rooftop, above the Willie Mays wall, and now it's 5-3. The 2nd home run of the game for Freddie Freeman. He's hit 2 against a pitcher who had not allowed more than 1 home run in an entire game until tonight. And that's going to be all for Vogelsong, who's had 102 pitches. The left-handed hitting McCann coming up, and Mijares, the left-handed, will be brought in. Freddie Freeman, a line drive over the Willie Mays wall in right. A nice ovation as Vogelsong heads out. And that big RBI double with 2 outs and 2 strikes by Posey off the glove of Chipper Jones looks even bigger now. after Freddie Freeman's second home run of the game. So here is Brian McCann facing that man, Jose Mijares, and a called strike.
Right out of bed, throws him a slider and a good one to get ahead 0-1. Fastball slider. And pretty much what we've seen from Mijares. Low 90s with the fastball, but he will change the grip. Give you a 4-seam and a 2-seam look.
Only 4 hits allowed by Vogelsong in his 6 1/3 innings, but 3 of them were home runs. He had allowed only 10 home runs all year in 148 2/3 innings before tonight. Threw that fastball by him, 1-2.
Go right inside above his hands, another fastball too. Make sure you get it above the belt and make sure it's in that inside corner. McCann has a hard time laying off that high fastball up.
Base hit.
Well, that's a nice 2-strike hitting from McCann. I mean, they went on the outside corner to knees. That was not a hanger.
And now Bochy heads back out. And the right-hander, Casilla, will be called in to face Ugla, who will be the possible tying run of the game. Runner aboard, a run in, 1 out. It's 5-3 Giants. Have a run in and a runner at first with 1 out. Santiago Casilla, who was never better than in the last 2 games of that series in LA. He went 2 perfect innings in game 2 down there on Tuesday, and an inning and 2/3 in the finale on Wednesday. Casilla was given the night off last night. Now back in there with the dangerous Dan Ugla at the plate. Possible tying run. And it's 0-1.
Well, he has been spectacular. He's been doing a number of things that have been impressive. He's been consistent with a 2-seam fastball, and we've seen high velocity fastballs on that 2-seam grip that you don't normally see. We've seen 95 and 96 miles per hour with it. The 4-seam, the fastball, give you a curveball and a slider, and everything he's been throwing, he's had good command with. Blister problem that has really plagued him for about the last month is no longer an issue. When you have a blister problem, you have pain at the end of your release point, and you'll start to throw around that pain. And when you do that, you alter your arm angle, and it gets you out of whack. It messes with your mechanics, and it can expose your arm to injury.
The pitcher would be due up next. And Juan Francisco, a left-handed hitter, has come out on deck. That's back out of play. That high fastball on Ugla. A tough high fastball hitter. There's Francisco on deck. And Venters getting ready in the bullpen.
Well, you're right about Ugla. That was a pretty good pitch to hit. That's his happy zone. You see, he got away with one there.
McCann, the runner at first. Belt plays over in front of McCann, not on the bag with him. The curveball is low. 2-2 the count. Ugla has grounded a third and walked.
That's right where you want to put that curveball on a 1-2 count, 0-2 count. From Ugla's perspective, that's a pretty good take right there.
Giant second baseman Scudero way over toward the middle. The shortstop Crawford well over toward the hole toward third. And that slider is down and away. Now it's a full count. So big pitch here to a dangerous hitter, albeit a hitter who is in a monumental slump right now. 3-2. That one is into right field. Pence on the warning track. Right by the second archway. So some anxious moments there as a powerful hitter hits one high and deep toward the Willie Mays wall and right. And there's not a whole lot of wind blowing right now.
No, there's not. I mean, you got carry in this ballpark that you don't normally see. And with Dan Ugla, as strong as he is, I mean, there's only been 34 home runs hit out to right field for home runs in this ballpark by right-handed hitters since it's opened up in 2000. But he's strong enough to do it, and he's strong enough to do it into a wind.
So now Juan Francisco, and he's definitely strong enough to do it. Big, strong left-handed hitter. 8 homers, 162 at bats. Strike, he got the low strike. This is the only left-handed batter available to manager Freddie Gonzalez on his bench tonight. So using him right here as the possible tying run. Reed Johnson, a right-handed hitter, on deck. 1-1. McCann, the runner at first, and Brandon Belt is playing behind him over there. There you see it. The second baseman Scudero is shaded well over toward the first base line. Giants infield playing Francisco to pull the ball. Former Cincinnati Reds farmhand. 1-1. Oh, a wild swing and a miss on the slider in the dirt. 1-2.
Well, this is a curveball that he goes and chases. I mean, you could go right back down there on that back foot with a slider. And a good chance that he'll follow and chase again. But you do not have to throw him a strike here in a 1-2 count, that's for sure. He just let you know that.
And he struck him out. Five to 3 Giants.
from Minute Maid Park in Houston. We'll be back with you on NBC Bay Area and the Giants Television Network Friday night, September 14th at 6:30 for the Giants and D-backs from Chase Field in Phoenix.
So here we go to the Giants half of the 7th inning. And Johnny Venters is in to pitch. The Giants have 3 straight left-handed hitters due up against him. Brandon Belt, Gregor Blanco, and Brandon Crawford. And Venters, who has worked 11 straight scoreless games going back a little over a month. He was activated off the disabled list July 21st. He had what they call a left elbow impingement. He has been great since coming back. And that one was high and tight to Brandon Belt, who just did get out of the way.
And you saw the strikeout totals in 42 2/3 Venters, 54 strikeouts, but 24 walks, and that's unusual. He does have a wild hair up his nose, and he just showed it.
1-2 inside.
But he's got great stuff. I mean, and it's sinking stuff from a left-hander, which you don't normally see. His velocity can go low to mid-90s. He's got a hard slider and a changeup, but that sinker, whew, breaks bats, a lot of ground balls.
Foul tip. 2-1. Venters last year led the majors by appearing in 85 games. He was just so good that they just, playing a lot of tight games, they just couldn't keep from using him. But he wasn't quite as good by the end of last year as he was the rest of the year. And then this year, he was getting knocked around. He had a lot of bad games in the first half of the season before they finally placed him on the disabled list. But he's been more like the old Johnny Venters since coming back. That ERA has fallen considerably since he's come back. 3-2.
Staying in that inside corner against Belt.
Got a piece of it. Well, he had not shown him that great slider yet.
It's been all sinkers.
And that sinking fastball for the strikeout. 1 away. Don't made him work to get that strikeout. 7 pitches thrown by Venters. Now Gregor Blanco. Blanco has had an infield single, and he led off the 4th inning with a single and scored a run. That was a 2-run rally that he started, and then he was walked intentionally in the 5th. So he's 2 for 2. He's been on base 3 times. Left the butt, took inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
One thing about Johnny Venters, he's not afraid to go inside to a lefty. He is wearing out that side of the plate.
There's the swinging bunt, but pop foul and out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last year, of course, Atlanta had the horrible finish. They collapsed down the stretch and did not go to the postseason. At the beginning of September, it looked like a fait accompli. Showed bunt, took a called strike 2 on the outside. Atlanta just could not win down the stretch, and Freddie Garcia got some criticism for maybe overusing his bullpen. That they didn't have a whole lot left by the waning days of the year. Fouled, and it's 1-2. This year, compared to the same time last year, the big end of the game relievers like Venters, Craig Kimbrell, Eric O'Flaherty have thrown something for the 3 of them, something around 850 fewer pitches than they threw at this point last year. So they've made an effort to not use them quite as much as Blanco strikes out. But when you see stuff like that, you say, how can you not use them if it's a tight game?
I mean, that's the problem. I mean, they're so good that you know when they're going to go out there, you have an excellent chance to win. And when the race is on, you're trying to get to the playoffs. I mean, every one of those guys were extended last year. And it's tough on any arm, but especially young arms.
A called strike to Brandon Crawford, who's 0 for 3. You saw Sergio Romo run down to the Giants bullpen to get ready. The Braves in the 8th inning will have the right-handed hitting Reed Johnson, then the leadoff man Bourne, a lefty, due up. That's a base hit to right. With 2 down for Brandon Crawford.
And you know what he's thinking? Why couldn't I do that with the bases loaded twice? That's how a hitter's mind works. Never happy.
Ryan Terrio up as a pinch hitter for Santiago Casilla. Terrio hitting .265. No homers, 27 driven in. Venters in the dirt, but scooped out by Freeman for the putout. So Romo will be coming on for the 8th. On Sportsnet Central every night at 10:30. Comcast Sportsnet, authentic Bay Area sports. Giants 5, Atlanta 3 as we move to the 8th inning. Giants need 6 out more to wrap this one up, and it is Sergio Romo for the 8th inning.
Romo, who got the save in last night's ball game, coming in for the 51st time, 3-2 on the year with a 2.09 ERA. You see the save total at 6 and 7 opportunities, 46 strikeouts against 10 walks and 38 2/3. Good numbers.
Reed Johnson, the hitter. Slider, a little bit high for ball 1. Dodgers still leading Miami 6-4. They're in the last of the 7th down in LA. They've had 5 home runs hit in that game tonight. Rivera, Hanley Ramirez, Andre Ethier for the Dodgers, Jose Reyes, and Giancarlo Stanton for Miami. That slider snaps in there for a strike. 41,486, the paid crowd. The 147th consecutive sellout here at AT&T Park. The season's total moves past 2.6 million this evening. 2,629,000 plus. Base hit. That slider did not have the sharpness to it, and we go to the top of the order for the left-handed batting, Michael Bourne.
Little slider just had some hang time on it. And for Romo, I mean, it has been something that we've seen a lot of. You didn't see it all early in the year. And that's a hanging slider.
So now Michael Bourne, who is 1 for 3. He's the possible tying run. 1 ball, no strikes. Bourne has 9 home runs this year. You can't just lay one in there to him. 22 doubles, 10 triples. Here is Javier Lopez getting ready in the Giants bullpen. 5-3, the Giants are leading. 2-0. That's the other thing. Usually he's really sharp with that fastball. It's not an overpowering fastball by any means, but usually he puts it right where he wants it, on one side of the plate or the other. Sandoval in for a quick word with him, and you saw almost if he tried to loosen up his arm after that last pitch. Hit softly. There's one, and not quite enough steam behind that one to turn it into a double play. Not with the speedy Bourne running.
Well, not for lack of effort. I mean, that's as quick a feed that you could possibly give a second baseman for Crawford. I mean, a very nice, quick, accurate feed. But with the speed of Michael Bourne, there's just no way you're going to get him on the back end of a double play. Let's watch him run. And he can motor. One of the fastest guys in baseball. Bourne's only hit into 2 double plays on the year. And that's 521 at bats.
Martin Prado. And Romo have to keep an eye on Bourne, the league's leading base stealer.
You know, make him stop. You don't have to put a lot of attention on it. You got a 2-run lead. Your concentration should be to the guy in the batter's box. You know, in other words, don't let that guy at first base fracture your concentration to the guy in the batter's box. It's just, you don't want to do that.
And there's that fastball for a strike at the knees. Mike Trout leads the American League with 41 steals. Of course, Mike Trout leads the planet in just about everything, doesn't he?
What a year he's having.
Just turned 21. What, a couple weeks ago? One strike to Prado. Bourne back to the bag. Atlanta has action going in its bullpen. 0-1 to Martin Prado. He's 0 for 3 in this game. Powerful Jason Hayward on deck. That slider in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dodgers rallying in the 7th, and they've expanded their lead over Miami, 7-4 now. The Dodgers are still batting in the 7th. And that slider, half swing foul. 1-2.
Yeah, Prado upset about that. He got broke down. Great pitch. Late movement breaks a hitter down mid-swing, and Buster Posey's going to come out and talk about it. And I think what he's going to say right here, you're way ahead to count 1-2. Let's start that thing on the outside corner and let it fall off the plate. Do not make a mistake out over the middle. This guy's leaning. Throw the thing away. He may chase out of the zone, but let's not make a mistake in the middle of the zone. Or he may say, you know what? He's diving out to try and get that slider. Let's go inside with the fastball. Nope, he's calling slider.
Runner goes, and that one high up on the backstop off the glove of Posey. So a steal for Bourne.
And that was that slider way outside that made way too much sense. See the target. I mean, he's sitting completely off the strike zone, away from behind the plate. And for Bourne, picked a pretty good pitch to steal on.
His 35th steal of the year for Michael Bourne. Now base hit can mean a run. Giants lead 5-3. 1 out. That slider kind of sat there, but playable for Pagan. Bourne tagging up. He'll go to third. So 2 down, and here comes Bruce Bochy. And Romo looked like he might have hurt himself. And Mark Rusbeck, the assistant trainer, started to go out to see to Romo, but Bochy was heading out anyway to take him out. With the left-hander Javier Lopez being summoned to face the slugger Jason Hayward. Big at bat upcoming. The Braves have their shot right now. Runner at third, and the possible tying run coming up. And Javier Lopez will try and hold the line for the Giants. The left-handed specialist comes in to face the young slugger Jason Hayward, who already has 1 home run tonight.
57th time he's come in, and look at the innings pitched, 27 2/3. And these are the type of situations that are ideal for Javier Lopez, and he's been so consistent with getting that one big left-handed out when you need it, and right now they need it.
Lopez came on in the 9th inning last night to face Brian McCann, and he struck him out. Jason Hayward 1 for 6 lifetime against Lopez. Fastball away, 1 ball, no strikes. Hayward homered to left center in the first, fouled out to third in the 4th, popped up to second in the 6th. He's 1 for 3. At the knees for a strike. Chipper Jones on deck. Would be next. Sergio Romo threw 11 pitches in 2/3 of an inning. Responsible for that runner over at third.
Stand that inside corner 2 times. And really, a guy that's that far off the plate, that's where you should pitch him, because he's looking for something middle away, even though he's way off the plate. Now you can stand it inside corner, you can throw it above his hands, you can go way wide with a slider, you can go even wider with a frisbee. Lots of options here for Javier Lopez.
1-2 the count. Struck him out, and he stayed with the fastball. 5-3, top of the order coming. highlights and big sports stories on NBC Bay Area News. Join Raj Mathai and Jessica Aguirre weeknights at 11 here on NBC Bay Area. With Mike Krukow, I'm John Miller. The Giants at AT&T Park with a 5-3 lead. We go to the last of the 8th. And Javier Lopez putting dangerous Jason Hayward away to get the inning over.
Now he opened up with a fastball, missed away, then he goes inside corner where the breaking ball gets a strike, then he gets another strike same side of the plate, and he just goes wide and a swing through Sia and a 4-pitch strikeout. And I'm telling you what, he was painting on both sides of that plate, did not make a mistake to hit.
And the Braves, who will have the switch hitter Chipper Jones and 2 lefties, Freddie Freeman and Brian McCann, due up in the 9th inning, may see Lopez in that 9th inning as well. Here is Pagan. 3 more hits tonight. And Chad Durbin in from the Atlanta bullpen throws him a called strike with a fastball. Durbin, the 4th Atlanta pitcher of the game.
A converted reliever, formerly a starter. He's got the 4 pitches you would see from a starter: fastball, curveball, slider, changeup, can give you lots of looks.
He's done a pretty good job out of the pen for the Braves. Pagan has singled, a double, and a triple in this game. Up the middle. It's a 4-hit game. Second 4-hit game of the year for Pagan. Man, that's the 3rd time that he has led off an inning with a hit tonight.
Well, that's not a bad pitch either, but we're talking about, again, that back leg, how well it receives the ball. Watch the weight, not fooled. He keeps his lower body in position to use his hands. That was not a hanger. That was a good pitch from Durbin, and he just went down and beat it. What a great foundation. You can see the success. No secret as to why it's happening. He has got great balance.
Pagan with 21 steals this year. Marco Scutaro, he is 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Pagan is out. Picked off by Durbin.
And he wasn't leaning either. Freddie Freeman putting on the tag. And indeed, he got him. Joe West right there, ringing him up. Well, that takes a little energy out of the inning. He didn't expect that.
So 1 out, nobody on. This is a game that I think is making the Giants a little bit nervous, because they've had chances to score a lot more runs than they had. They had the bases loaded in the 2nd with nobody out and did not score. And they had the bases loaded with 1 out in the 5th inning and did not score. Both times they were down at the bottom of the batting order. Up the middle, Ugla on a bounce, 2 bounces. It's still bouncing, and Scutaro is safe.
There have been a few CNI ground balls go up the middle today. I mean, Dan Ugla almost pulls this one off. Throwing a lot of momentum in the outfield, throwing against his body.
That 2nd bounce was a bad hop.
Yeah. Watch your lips.
So Scutaro with a 2-hit game, and here is Pablo Sandoval. Pablo almost had a home run back in the 3rd to left field. Hit right near the top of the wall for an RBI double. He since then has grounded to 2nd and flied out deep to left center. He walked his first time. And right off the end of the bat, foul.
First pitch changeup.
Pablo apparently cracked his back on that one. The Giants sure like to add on a little bit here, make life a little bit easier for Javier Lopez. And the bullpen for the 9th inning. The Braves have their big hitters, Chipper Jones, Freddie Freeman, Brian McCann, Dan Ugla due up 4th. And they have some power in the bench, too. Buster Posey on deck with Sandoval batting. Scutaro at first. Freeman on the bag with him. 0-2.
He swung at that like he was fooled. Kind of fell his way through the strike zone with that barrelhead.
Pablo, 2 hits in 3 previous at-bats against Durbin. That one almost hit him.
Well, that's what it was designed to do, just to move his feet. Now that pitch right there sets up the outside corner as to whether or not he wants to go at it. 3 options. He can backdoor a slider, he can throw a changeup, he can two-seam a fastball, or he can go right above the hands with a fastball.
Struck him out. 2 away.
And there was that changeup. But the 0-2 pitch where he moved his feet really set it up.
Buster Posey. Buster knocked in a big run with 2 down in the 6th inning. Scutaro had just hustled his way into scoring position on a fly ball. And Buster hit a double to knock him in the Giants' 5th run of the game. So it's 5-3, not 4-3 as a result of that last run. Buster 1 for 3 in the game with a walk. Now with 80 RBIs this year. The slider down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Remember, Atlanta will have Chipper Jones, Freddie Freeman, and Brian McCann as their hitters due up in the 9th. Giants bullpen is absolutely quiet. It'll be Javier Lopez going back. 3-0. You've got Hunter Pence on deck.
Now this is when you turn him loose with a green light. 3-0 right here. Get greedy. We're looking for a good pitch to hit.
He didn't get it. He takes his walk. That moves Scutaro into scoring position. That's a couple of times tonight. It looked like they were pitching around Buster Posey. With Hunter Pence coming up. Pence has only 1 hit in 9 career at-bats against Durbin. So Durbin likely feels very confident against him. Pence tonight has had an infield hit. He's walked and twice has struck out. Base hit could mean a run. Scutaro at second. Posey at first.
Well, Hunter Pence has got to start getting hot because that's how they're going to continue to pitch Buster Posey. I mean, he's not going to see anything. As hot as he's been, the whole league knows what he's done since the All-Star game. He's been the hottest guy on the planet. And right now, when you have a guy who's struggling behind Buster Posey like Hunter Pence has done, there's no need to pitch to Posey. So right now, you need to start getting hits right here.
Right down the third base line. Chipper Jones just does beat Scutaro to the bag. 5-3 Giants. Chipper Jones will be coming up in the 9th. 5-3 Giants as we go to the ninth, and Javier Lopez, who struck out Jason Hayward to get out of a tight spot in the 8th inning, the Braves home run leader, now will face the great veteran Chipper Jones, who we expect one day, probably sooner rather than later, will be up there in Cooperstown in the Hall of Fame. Joaquin Arias now at third base for the Giants in place of Sandoval. Chipper, the switch hitter, will bat right-handed. He's 0 for 3 in the game. It's low for ball 1. Two lefties will follow, Freeman and McCann. Clay Hensley up in the bullpen. It has not been very often this year where Lopez has been asked to face more than maybe 1 or 2 hitters. That's in for a strike.
Nice pitch. Well, Hensley's thinking about one guy. He's thinking about Dan Uggla. They're not going to pinch hit Freeman. They're not going to pinch hit McCann. They're both lefties. So Javier Lopez is going to see some hitters. This is the big one right here.
Slow tap. And it's foul.
Smart play.
Lopez, he moves well going after little slow bouncers like that.
He's a good athlete.
Chipper Jones, he'll come back to the plate. He was hustling hard.
But you see the grains in that bat? There's about 9 grains. That's some wood. Well, you know what? He's earned it. You count them. I mean, the wider the grain, the thicker the grain, the better the bat. I mean, I used to get like 1,100 grains in mine. Looked like a phone book.
Only hit a few more homers than you. Popped up. Foul ground. Belt. He's trying to run out of room. No, he's got it. Right above our camera.
You don't have a lot of room here at AT&T, and he knows it well. Finds the banister, reaches in, high backhander, piece of cake. There's the key. Find out where you're at. Brace yourself with your hand. He's done it before. Knows his turf. Nice play and a big out for Javier Lopez. He will not see another right-hander.
Now, Freddie Freeman. He's hit 2 home runs in this game. High pop-up. And Belt going after another one. In fair ground. 2 down.
He likes that first pitch, doesn't he?
Has he swung the first one every time, I think?
He has.
And now Brian McCann. And here's where the Giants get these matchups, because these are the Braves' big hitters. They're not pinch hitting for these guys. McCann is 1 for 3. McCann the same in his career against Javier Lopez. 1 hit, 3 at bats. 2 down. Strike 1 called. Everybody standing this Orange Friday at AT&T Park. Giants 1 out away for their 5th straight win. That ball is hit deep to right, down the line, hooking. It's a foul ball. Onto the arcade. Foul.
He was not fooled there. We have a winner.
A guy in orange.
Sit up in the outside corner, and this is, well, that's strike 1. This is an impressive strike right here.
So the night train, Javier Lopez, 3 infielders to the right of second. 0-2 pitch. Slow tap. It's a Brandon Belt defensive trio. Lopez has all 3 hitters hit the ball to Belt, and Belt takes care of the rest. The ball game is over. That's 5 straight wins for the Giants. Ryan Vogelsong with the win. Lopez with the save, getting the last 4 hitters in a row to wrap this one up. We're going to say good night to you from AT&T Park to our affiliates along the Giants television network, and we will come back to AT&T Park. For those watching on NBC Bay Area, stay tuned. More upcoming. The Giants have won 5 in a row.